Welcome to the Salty Chip Podcast, where you're always coming back for more, with your hosts Mackenzie and Isaac.
Okay, it is poll time on the Salty Chip Podcast. So on my main account on TikTok at SaltyChip78, I go through and do these polls. So this is what all of our besties have been saying and feedback that we have been getting. So we basically cover any different topics with these polls, and they're still live and you can still go out and vote. And I will obviously keep everyone updated if any polls change like dramatically as the weeks go on. So our first one is, Erica Jane from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Yes.
So she is now dating a new guy. Now he looks more in her age range. And they met.
Not an ancient old man like Tom.
Well, I mean, he is fully gray, but he's not like severely elderly.
With dementia.
Yeah. And I don't think he frauds anyone. Because he is very like decorated military. I think he was like a sergeant and just lots and lots of military stuff. So the poll was, are you happy to see Erica dating again? And it was, yes, I love her at 79% or not interested at 21%. So they met at a Heidi Montag concert. They're officially dating. And from the fans, it seems like everyone's pretty happy for her.
Yeah, and I feel like that makes sense, because it's been like years since all this stuff went down. So it's not like as soon as Tom hit the slammer, she was like with some dude. So I think it's been more than enough time where nobody can say, this is weird or this is too fast or anything. So, I think it's good for her,
And, she went through hell on that show for many years and just through social media. Everyone was dogging on her for the Tom Girardi stuff, saying how she had to have been involved and just all of this stuff. So poor girl does deserve to have a little bit of fun and even some companionship.
And even going through all of that, where it was obviously he was guilty, she never like really totally drug him through the mud or anything. Like still was like not loyal in a defensive way of him, but like you could tell she does still care about him and wasn't just gonna
class about her with it all. She wasn't just gonna turn
just
on
go
him
scorched earth and be like, screw him, I'm saving myself. Like she did go through so much shit for all that.
Once he got convicted, she said she stopped speaking to him and hasn't spoken to him since. So his deal is his deal. She has nothing to do with it, and so good for her,
Yeah. And I can't imagine he's speaking much. He's like dementia riddled and
well, I think he's rotting away in prison now.
Yeah.
So.
Can't imagine too much is being said, but I think your audience was spot on with that one, and I definitely agree with them.
So the next one is, do you think Katie will have a good season on Real Housewives of Orange County this year? So this is her second year. It did not end well for her first year. And it's not looking good
Hasn't
right
started
now.
very well.
But this is our closest poll. So the audience is split. Yes, rooting for her, 47%. And no way at 53%.
And that's like, I'd say that's within the margin of error. That's just like 50-50,
Basically.
Which is good for her, because the first few episodes, I honestly thought it would be way more of like, no, she's totally screwed again,
Well, that's how it was when I first put up the poll. It was like, no way. It was like 80-20, like no way. But as the weeks have gone on, people are changing their minds, and I think people do want to root for Katie because she is cute. She has great style. Love her home. Cool husband. Like just all those stuff. But it's like the lying in her personality that kind of gets her in trouble.
And like not even so much her personality. It's like just the lying. It's like lying about all this weird stuff. And I don't know. Maybe that is part of her personality,
I think it might be
or
part
something.
Of her personality, because it's like kind of like chronic lying.
Yeah, and like in just these ways where you would think she would know if she was going to lie about that, she's going to get caught. Like, she's on TV. There's cameras everywhere. But just like chugs along, you know. But I think it's good the audience wants to see her win. You know, that's how a lot of the cast on the show feels. I definitely, you know, I'm like, you hope she's not gonna just totally screw it up again. But
Yeah.
how last season ended, man, it was tough
It was
for her.
brutal. Yeah. I did feel bad for her and them sharing all of her hardships as a really, really young mother. Like,
Yeah, she's had an
judgment.
interesting life.
No, none of those girls sitting there can be too judgy about that. That's stuff that happened over 20 years ago when she was a very young, like kind of like teen mom-ish.
Yeah, and I mean, the one who would judge her the most is Tamra, and she's got a bunch of issues with her family and her original family with her kids
Tamra
too.
can't
So
say
it's
anything.
like she has no leg to stand
Yeah.
on. You know,
I mean, all of them have their
yeah,
own
pretty
stuff
much
with their
none
families.
of them have a leg to stand on. They
Yeah,
all are,
like they
totally
all have
screwed up
stuff
in
that you
some
could
way.
just pick them apart for being the worst parent, the worst this, the worst that.
Yeah.
Like every single one of them. I think it's just the newbie situation and the lying.
And
'Cause
from what
none
it's-
of them like a new girl.
Yeah, it's definitely the lying for sure
Mm-hmm.
of like just that craziness. And from what it's shown of her kids, they seem like good kids, like well-rounded, smart, like well-behaved kids. So
Right.
it's you want to see her win, but man, who knows if we will? And I think the audience is pretty spot on with it being 50-50, So
Yeah.
hopefully the rest of the season she can swing more of it to where like they like her and it doesn't just tank from there.
Right. So our next poll is, do you like Stephanie Soji on Real Housewives of Miami? Yes, love her at 23%, not for me at 77%.
I can kind of see where they're coming from a little bit. Like she's
She's a good one to not like. And it's nice to see the richness, but I don't need to hear about it all the time.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, like we
like-
can clearly see you are the richest girl.
And-
like we don't need to be listening to like, this is my Birkin bag wall, this is my this is my that. Like we
Yeah.
know that you're rich, that you're going to have top notch everything. We know that your
Yeah.
plane is bigger than everyone else's plane. Like we can see it,
Yeah, for
like
sure.
I think it's the talking about it.
well, it's
And
sort of like,
the
do
way
you have
she carries herself with it all.
Ex-
You know?
I
Like
think
she
that's a
married
big thing
into
of
that.
it.
She didn't do that on her own.
Oh, yeah, for
She
sure.
married a guy like what, 60 years older?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
and the way she talks about it, it's like, do you have any other personality besides you're just like the richest one in the room usually?
Right.
Like, or is that all there is to you? And
Yeah.
then if that is, it's like, well, you're really nothing because
Yeah.
it's
Like super uninteresting if that's all you have to you. Because
Yeah.
like, good for you. Glad you're super rich. Love seeing it all.
it's not as
But-
novel anymore. Like when the
Yeah.
Housewives first came out, like, decades ago now,
Yeah.
like it was super novel to see that like opulent wealth at the time.
Yes.
But these days with the internet and how long it's been around, like obviously everybody wants them to see them be wealthy on that show.
Right.
But everybody knows they're all rich, and it's just not as like novel or like as impressive. I don't know. It almost comes off as
Yeah.
like,
Like a pick me girl.
yeah,
She might be the pick me girl of this season.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me a little bit of sort of how Bronwyn came in
Yeah.
on Salt Lake. Hers was very similar, like, oh, I had the jeweler come bring me $6 million.
the jeweler
They
that
are
she
not
never
buying
bought.
$6 million. That's all show jewelry for
Yeah.
like red carpets and stuff, and to
Yeah.
like put it off like that was going to be your gift. It's just like,
It's ridiculous.
one, we get it. Y'all all have money. You don't need to like
Pretend to have more
more.
or buy more than what you already do, because what you already do is enough.
yeah. So it's given those kind of vibes, and it's just I will say I do sympathize with her though, in that all the stuff she's had going on with Alexia or whatever. It's like, I think it's just all goes over Alexia's head, because she keeps almost making these comments that like are almost would be an inside joke for them two to bond over,
Right.
but Alexia like forgets the inside joke part of it and is like super offended by it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I only said that because of what you just told me,
Right.
and like how we were just playing around with it,
Right.
like
Alexia is just so defensive right now. Probably just because she's extra heightened over.
well, she loves just being on that. Is it Todd?
Todd,
The emotional roller coaster. I think you've even said like the current state of affairs. It's still day to day. Some days they're together, some day they're not. And it's like,
within the same day they'll break up and get back together.
it's so like that is
girl,
cringe.
you are pushing what, 60 almost, maybe 55. Like, come on, when is enough? And for Frankie, why are you doing that to Frankie, girl?
For yourself.
Why?
I'm sure she thinks of herself as some prize. If you're some prize, why the hell are you doing all this? Like, it's just crazy.
She might be a prize, but Todd isn't. He's
Well,
a
I think they're a
narcissist,
match.
bipolar, insane person.
Because she's sticking around with him so much that it's like they must be peas in a pod.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just crazy.
So we'll see how Stephanie Soji turns out on Real Housewives of Miami. This might be a poll that will change as the season goes on.
Yeah, it might be like kind of Katie, like as more episodes come out, it'll sort of increase in her favor. I get why it's as low as it is, though.
Yeah, 100%.
For sort of what's been shown thus far in the show.
Yeah. So next one is a landslide. So are we liking Tamra Judge this season on Real Housewives of Orange County? What can you guess? 7% thinks that she's changed, and 93% say not at all.
For that 7%, I have a bridge to sell you. Okay, like it's crazy to think she's changed.
Yeah.
So I think they nailed it on the head, and she's been on the show so long that it's not gonna fool people because she's been kind of saying. I get maybe she hasn't been doing therapy except recently, but she's been on some kind of journey forever.
Yeah.
But the second she can do some diabolical shit, she's like jumps right on it instantly.
I think she has to keep her drinking in check because Eddie's not a big drinker, and Eddie gets onto her like, girl, you need to calm down. Please stop making such a, scene. You need to stop drinking. You've had too much to drink.
And
she does get really fiery when she drinks. So I feel like drinking isn't good for her. But also she says that she uses it as like a social lubrication for filming. And it's like, girl, you don't need that at 15 plus years out of filming.
Yeah, you should be a pro. You can just turn it on anywhere.
You shouldn't need alcohol to go film. Like, that's ridiculous.
And I agree.
But she need alcohol to go do her podcast?
Yeah, right.
Like, come on.
And I don't necessarily think she has a drinking problem, but I think she has a major rage problem, and she just cannot control it when she drinks.
Yeah.
Because she
that's
just
probably
gets
more
so,
yeah,
like, just goes
evil.
next level.
She's
where
evil.
even Eddie's running around to bartenders. Stop giving her drinks, please.
Yeah.
And it's all the social parties at night where she'll just like lock in and go crazy and do some diabolical shit, and is like, I'm changed, I'm trying to heal. It's like, oh, give us a break.
I know. And is Tamra able to change since Teddy is going through her brain cancer stuff? Maybe.
It's going to be really hard for her.
But she's really going to have to try at every single second of the day to undo all of the toxic behaviors that she has like kind of solidified in her brain.
And the Teddy stuff is so messed up and sad and just like a real tragedy that I could see her getting. It makes her very angry that it's all
Maybe
happened
even
how it's
more
happened. Yeah,
aggressive.
like if she doesn't cope with it right, it's gonna like make everything worse.
Right.
Because
I
it'll
could
just
see
because
that.
it is like they have this great thing going. They're super good friends. It's like everything is going great. The wind is at their back, and then it's like boom, like all of this, and she's might lose her, so like totally feel for her in that sense, but she's definitely got to be careful of how she handles it.
Right.
Because I think if God forbid something ever did happen to Teddy and it doesn't end up the best way it can, like I think it's going to totally derail all of the quote unquote healing she's done, and like she'll be drinking way more just to deal with it, and that'll just make her not control her anger more. It'll be this like really bad cycle.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Teddy will be able to beat her cancer.
Yeah.
And be there for her kids, and come out on top of all this.
Yeah.
So prayers to
hopefully
Teddy.
it's just getting the best treatment, and it seems like it's been going better. Like
Yeah,
it was
they're
looking really
shrinking
dark for a
and-
while, but
yeah.
it seems like it's it's obviously not good, but it's not getting worse, it seems.
Right.
But who knows,
Right. Yes. So now our last poll. What do you think of Tarek El Moussa on Live? So Tarek, he is from HGTV, Flip or Flop, where he used to be married to Christina, and then now he has the new wife, Heather, and they look exactly the same, and it's kind of like this little joke that they do. Sometimes they dress exactly the same.
I'm sure
he definitely has a type, like to the T, a type.
I'm sure the ex-wife loves that.
Yeah. Well, I think the ex-wife cheated on him, and she's been married multiple times since and has other kids since him. He was the first. So I don't think she's that jealous.
Yeah,
I think she got rid of him.
She's got her hands full.
Yeah, but so love it. Very motivational, 20%. And not for me at 80%.
What?
And I think this is why. Because Tarek has a very big, ambitious personality. And I think he is a little extreme for some people, and it rubs them wrong. It makes him look, they take it as neurotic.
I am totally
and
shocked
other
by
people
that.
take it as inspirational. And so he made this big claim that he wants to be the #1 buyer and seller of homes and properties on TikTok Live. Like, that's what he wants his name to fame be, on TikTok Live. So he has been going live for like 8 hours a day and all this stuff. And right now he's like getting into battles on TikTok and all this stuff. So he's learning the ropes. He does have about 500,000 followers. I think most of them do recognize him from his reality TV, his home
For sure.
makeover
He's already got a
shows.
strong personal brand
Yes.
that will carry to any platform.
And his wife was on Selling Sunset, another Netflix show. So
I'm
I
shocked
think
by that
people
one.
just don't like how motivational he is. Maybe it makes them realize how unmotivational they are. I don't know. I like his content. I like his high energy.
Yeah, from what
it's
I've
very
seen, it was
inspiring.
good.
Yeah, but a lot of people they think of it as a crash out. They say like
What?
it's not. Like like he's weird.
That's
what people
crazy.
think. It's like,
well, I'm sure
he's
he is a
weird.
little. I think anybody who's really successful is going to be weird normal people.
Probably.
They're normal people are going to be like, this is much for me.
Yeah, and if you don't think they're weird,
different.
you meet them and you're like, oh, he's kind of weird.
Yeah, but I'm surprised by that. The live we watched, it's like great audience engagement. He's like giving people advice on like how to do some deals and stuff. It's like, man, you're hating on that. Like, you just hate on
there
everything.
are some trolls on those lives though. Like,
I'm sure.
It's like, oh man, here we go. And he'll call them out, and he goes and looks up their
He's like pulling them up.
Yeah, he goes and looks up their accounts, and he's like, oh, you're back in my life. I know you. You have 0 posts on yours, and you're private, so I don't care about you. That kind of stuff. Like, he'll call them out. He even made a post, which he was in my comment section on one of the videos that I made. And he made a post acknowledging that everyone thought that he was crashing out. And so I made a commentary piece on my main account, and he was like in the comment section defending himself towards all the haters, and then saying thank you towards all the people who, were uplifting him. So that was pretty funny.
Well, good for him. I hope he keeps going. I think what he's doing is good. So
yeah.
I don't agree with the audience on that one, but I get
I
it.
like Tarek.
They're hating on him, but
yeah, and I love Heather, so I'm rooting for both of them. They have a cute little blended family.
yeah.
So that is it for our polls today. And as I said before, they're all still live, so you can still vote on any of them. We'll go over any big changes. Follow me on my main account at SaltyChip78 on TikTok, as well as our podcast on TikTok as well.
Thanks for tuning in.